This is an open message to Australian law enforcement, government agency personnel, police, security personnel, Australasian corporations and military service personnel. We are anonymous. I remember you. You were the kid I liked to play with in school, and the other one that liked to bully the other kids too. Sometimes you were the one who got bullied also. We went to the same schools, the same playgrounds, and had many things in common long before you became what you are today. While I know you think you mean well and that you joined up with the best of intentions, to help keep others safe, the truth is not what you think it is, and is even harder to accept once you are shown the truth of what it is you do every single day. I am still the same child I was many years ago, and I too want to keep people from harm, so in that regard, we are not so different. In fact, I was once a servant to your masters also, but fortunately, I was able to see the reality of the bigger picture. Many of you have attacked me, unfriended me, and believed that you were somehow doing the right thing, but the truth be known, you were only following the programs that have been embedded in your mind as part of the Thin Blue Line Club. You may have noticed that your uniforms now resemble something worn by a military battlefield soldier, far from the supposed public servants which you are supposed to resemble. Think about this. If a child was in danger, do you think that they are going to approach you for help? They are likely to be terrified of your sheer presence, with your military-style guns, vests, sprays, belts, and stun guns. You are all equipped better today than any military service person in history, but why? There is no battle or war zone in local suburbia that I can see, requiring you all to carry semi-automatics, stun guns, wear bulletproof vests and God knows what else. Do you remember, the same guys we were all taught in history that were the bad guys? I've had a few of you as friends over the years, but you were difficult to talk to after a while. Once the God complex brainwashed your mind, due to your training, you started to see everyone in society as separate from yourself, not a part of your holy section or cult of power. While it may surprise you, I never forgot the childhood playmates and sweet friends you once were, but now, I could not help but feel pure disgust at the monsters many of you have become. The irony is that you are attacking the very people that are trying to end worldwide government and corporate corruption, and the pure slavery inflicted the very people you are doing the dirty work for. We are your neighbors, your families, your friends and your allies, but your programming you have received from your masters is difficult to break through. You react with well-indoctrinated terms like freemen on the land, sovereign citizens, I am just doing my job, and other buzzwords designed to delude and confuse. While I am not a part of the Freemason snitching stripe cult anymore, I have often been branded erroneously with that label, as I too was once fooled by the fraud of false hopes. Many could not see this fraud due to their tunnel vision, because of the blindfolds their masters place on their dogs. Yes. That is exactly what your masters consider you to be, quite literally, a dog. And you will perform all sorts of tricks with the right temptation of greed and make-believe powers that you think you have. Unfortunately, many more of you are beyond violence now and will react to nothing more than shadows of your own pre-programmed imaginations as part of a finely tuned indoctrination, coupled with controlled information to ensure that you act in a certain way. It certainly does not help that many of your colleagues have literally gotten away with murder, corruption, abuse of power, snitching and ratting out on innocent people using falsified allegations, with nothing more than a warning. Then again, the masses are not all that different from you either. They are also easily distracted and conditioned by the media and reality cooking shows hosted by fat and mindless imbeciles, who sit on their crapulent cracks. lazily whining about an overbraised quat-quat in a rococo of couscous. Whilst human beings, babies and families, everywhere across the world, die from malnutrition. These television programs of course serve a purpose: to distract, to pacify, to keep the population docile. They are owned by the same masters you blindly serve in the name of justice. But let me ask you this. What is justice? Is it justice for all of humanity? Or simply justice for the masters which you serve? The list of people I have conversed with over the years that have suffered as a result of the system's programming is long and very sad. I have a hard time remembering the beautiful, innocent child you once were, and I can only imagine what some of your parents, whether they be alive or passed away, must think of the monsters you have become. We are watching every move you make, and any attempted acts of corruption, violation of human rights, or anything that oversteps the line. Our line. We will ensure that you are held accountable. Anonymous has now penetrated the very system you work for. We have penetrated your bubble, and we are working alongside you. We now have operatives in many Australian government departments, corporations with government ties, and in law enforcement agencies. We are observing and reporting everything. Everybody knows that Big Brother is watching, but who is watching Big Brother? We are. We are Anonymous. We are Legion. We do not forgive. We do not forget. You should have expected us. Because now we are here. And to all government workers, from the bottom to the very top of the corporate ladders,